Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys all keeping well, having a great day. Now, I usually do pop on here a little bit straight after, but obviously I've been a bit busy today. So, um, yeah, I'm honestly so excited to chat about this game because I just can't. I'm trying to process the fact that we've won because I really did think we were going to lose this game because there's such a long time in this game, you know, that mistake with Ramsdale obviously affected it for us. So I was really thinking that it was going to be like that for us. So I feel so relieved that we've won. I think for me, like, it doesn't matter how we've won, the fact we've won is the most important thing for me. So yeah, I just feel relieved we're top of the league, and going into this game we had to win because Man City are playing Liverpool at the weekend, and for us that's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. So um yeah, I think the most important thing, like I've just mentioned, those 3 points, we really needed them 3 points for us to win. So I'm feeling really happy about that, to be honest. And really lovely to see you in here, Woogie Cookie. I hope you are okay. I hope you enjoyed that win. It was pretty um, chaotic. It was a really, for me, the second half, we were really working hard. We were really trying to score, but it just felt like one of those days where it just wasn't going to go our way. It wasn't working for us. And yeah, listen, Ramsdale made a mistake, and mistakes only happen in football. And you know, I can't get too annoyed at that. I mean, he has been absent for such a long time. So for him coming straight into this game, I knew he wouldn't be perfect. I knew he could be a bit rusty. But I do think that is down to him not being playing for a long time. And you can't expect him to be perfect, and he's obviously been out for a while. So perhaps his confidence is knocked. That could be a possibility as well. So I think fans can be a bit harsh on him with that fact. So yeah, I just feel like it's completely understandable that he might have needed a bit more time to get into the game. But yeah, obviously that mistake wasn't great, if we're being honest. I do put it down to confidence, and I do probably look at it and think perhaps Raya is a better goalkeeper overall. But my heart is always, with Ramsdale. I'll always love Ramsdale, and have a lot of love for him because of everything he's done for us. But obviously, this one is it's just about those 3 points to me. With the game at the weekend with Man City, we can't let them overtake us too much. But yeah, so listen, I'm feeling quite happy. I'm just relieved, really. Good to see Thomas in here. Big up, Soph. Almost dropped points. Feel for Ramsdale, but he redeemed himself. Trossard was poor today. Havertz proved me wrong. Arteta proved me wrong. Yeah, I think, we just needed to win today, like you said. And I think with Ramsdale, um, what I really think is, in that second half, he made some incredible saves that we saw from last season, that we saw him make quite a lot. Um, but yeah, I think it is quite understandable for him to be a little bit, shaky, him not to have the best game because obviously he's been out for such a long time, and I think we can expect him not to be at his best. But like you said, Thomason, I think he did redeem himself. I think the second half was much better. I think he made a lot of progress in the second half, and obviously we can be really happy with how he's played. But I think we need those 3 points. Like, I wasn't, obviously clean sheets are important, but I just knew 3 points, we needed to win. So I think for me, I'm just really relieved we've done that. And I'm sure, as all Arsenal fans are, we're relieved. Do I care that the goal was controversial, as Brentford saying Havertz should have been sent off for a dive? Absolutely not. Yeah, I did look at that, and there was a few penalty shouts of Arsenal, and I don't think Havertz one was a penalty, if I'm being completely honest. I did think, I don't think he dived, but I just think looking back, I didn't see it as a penalty. Don't think there was enough in it for it to be a penalty, but I don't think he should have been sent off, really. But we had another one. Yeah, I mean, the first one, like I've mentioned, Havertz probably wasn't strong enough to be a penalty, but the other ones obviously were. I think the second one could have been a penalty, but like I've just said, I just, the second half came and I thought, we're 1-1. we could have won this 1-0. We've made a mistake, which happened. And I just honestly thought we've really got to win this because, in my mind, if we drew this game, I don't see us catching up with Man City or Liverpool. Liverpool are absolutely on fire. They're on great form. They're on a really good run. And with Man City, they've just got such an unreal squad. They can not do much in the game, and automatically they'll turn up. You've got De Bruyne, Haaland, Foden, like Grealish, like their lineup's endless, and even on the bench, they've got that luxury. And we obviously have gotten better with our squad depth is improving. We could bring Jesus on today. We had the options to do that, but yeah, I just think for me, winning was really what we needed to do today. I wasn't bothered who won and means who scored in our game. I just think we needed to get those 3 points in. I completely agree with this. It was an ugly win, but Arsenal deserved to win. Brentford were doing dark arts all game. For me, Brentford got punished for it. Now, Brentford obviously did do well, and you have to credit them. They really made it difficult for us. But in my opinion, we've really got to be happy with how hard we've worked. With that, and I think we have enough players to be able to find out these wins. And I think with obviously our squad depth really helped, but I'm just new in this game that, like I've said, I think our games that we've got, other than Man City, we have to win every game. And like for me, I think if we lose against Man City, I think we won't win the league. If we draw, I think we've still got a chance. I think if we won, then we've obviously got an even better chance. But I just think we've got to take it game by game. We can't get carried away. But yeah, I just think for me, it's gonna. I agree with this comment so much. It is gonna go down to the wire. Like I do believe that, obviously, depending on how Arsenal do each game, I do feel as though it will go to the last game of the season. And for me, that is going to be really stressful. My anxiety won't be great because I think if you're a few points clear of people, you can relax. So we won't be able to relax. And I don't want to get too excited, if I'm being completely honest. I don't want to get carried away too soon. Obviously, I'm really enjoying it at the moment. Like Chris said, today was an ugly win. We weren't great today. I know that Ramsdale mistake, obviously, did affect us, because I thought other than that we were actually really good in the game. And I think that obviously the second half we came out really strong, and we had quite a lot of chances, and Brentford defensively did really well, but yeah, we had to win this for me. I think anything else I would have been massively disappointed with. Brentford gave us a good game, but if we drop points today, we might have to beat City in 3 weeks on Easter. Yeah, I think for me, like, I do think we have to beat Man City. I think we can. I think we're capable of beating them. I think the squad we have, I think it's good enough. But I also know that, Man City can have that moment of magic, Haaland, De Bruyne, like we can't afford to make any mistakes. And like with Ramsdale, I did expect him, to be a bit rusty, having not played in a while. But otherwise, we never really make a lot of mistakes as a team, do we? So, but yeah, I think we've really got to take it game by game. And obviously, like Thomason said, the Porto game is going to be massive as well. Need to beat Porto on Tuesday and get a point against Man City. But we might need to win at the Etihad, going to Brighton away, Tottenham away, my first North London derby. We'll go to Luton at home. Honestly, we've got some really difficult fixtures. And for me, like Tottenham, I think, if I'm right in saying, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Spurs have still got to play us, Man City and Liverpool. So Spurs could possibly help us out here. But I think as fans at the moment, you've got to take it game by game. And I think we won today, and we can enjoy the weekend knowing that. But if we would have drew, I would have just felt really like deflated with that, because Arsenal aren't the favourites right now. Liverpool, Man City have a higher chance than us. But I just feel as though if we would have lost today or drew, I feel like I wouldn't feel confident about us winning the league, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Arsenal hoping for a draw tomorrow, yeah. I mean, obviously we're top of the league right now. I think if Liverpool draw, if it's a draw, then obviously we might still be there. But obviously, Man City or Liverpool could win, even that we would obviously not be top. But I think both Liverpool, Man City, they can't afford to lose this. Like they'll both want to win, so that's why I think it will be a draw because it's getting to the second half of the season. So um, yeah, it's going to be really tough. But yeah, I'm just really hoping it can be a win for us. I think we've got to take it game by game. Like the problem is, if it goes to the wire, um, if it goes to the end of the wire, like the last game of the season, it's going to be really tough for me because I don't want to get too excited. But I just, as a fan, you get excited. Um, there were 2 to 3 penalty shouts stronger than Garnacho's first penalty earlier. Yeah, I think the Havertz one, personally, I don't think that was a penalty, but I know the second one, I do think it was. But I think for me, obviously, if we had lost that game, you could talk about the penalty incidents, but I feel relieved at this moment in time we've won. I'm not ruling out any title contenders regardless. Yeah, that's really nice to hear, obviously, because I do feel as though Arsenal are sort of, people do rule us out because, listen, Arsenal haven't been able to get over the line in recent years. And I get why Liverpool, Man City will be favourites above them because, last season we were the favourites. We were really going to do it, but we just sort of crumbled at the end again. Um, I know obviously this season it has been different, but like I've mentioned with Declan Rice, I think for me he has really impacted our season, and obviously that goal he scored as well helped us. So I think Declan Rice has been the difference this season. If I'm being completely honest, I'm really a big fan of him, and yeah, I do. I feel we've got what it takes to win the league, but I think it really depends. We've got United. I think we can beat United and Spurs. Not being like arrogant by saying that. I just think this team is good enough to beat them. The Man City one is the one where I'm really nervous about because they'll want to win, but we need to win. So it's going to be really tough, but I think we can be proud for the team, for continuing to be competitive this season. Um, so yeah, honestly, I think it's going to be really tough, and it's lovely to see Russ in here. Thank you for popping in to say hi. I hope you are keeping well. Sophie, how does the Havertz chant go again? I'm not going to sing, right, but I've got to say, this song, is it not a bit insulting when people say 60 million down the drain? Like, if I was him, I'd be a bit insulted by that. But listen, Havertz got us that winner today, and every game we talk about him, every game he improves. And yeah, I think for me, it's just lovely to see him get this praise. And yeah, I just think he's really doing what he has to do. And yeah, I'm really overall happy with him. He's got this confidence at the moment. And yeah, I'm loving him doing well. We've paid a lot of money for him, and this is what we want from him. So yeah, I think for me, I just love to see him do well. How much it means to him, the players when he's obviously scoring. And yeah, I'm just really happy. I think Havertz needed a new start at a different club at Chelsea. It just wasn't ending well, and Arteta did take a risk. He really did, and it has paid off. And these are the moments we need Havertz. In those crucial moments to just nick a winner, like in the second half. I remember it was like the 60th minute, and I just knew that we needed to do this. Like we needed that moment of magic. That Reece Nelson against Bournemouth. We just needed someone to really do that for us. So I think it was just really important for him to do that, and I know this would be great for his confidence. But I think the Porto game is going to be really massive for us because we could potentially get knocked out of it, and if we do, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I will be pretty devastated. Um, I will. I think for me, like I've high expectations of us this season in the Champions League. I've said the minimum of us would be the quarterfinals or semi-finals. I don't expect anything more. Obviously, if we won it, that'd be incredible. But I don't expect anything less. I don't expect us to get knocked out. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. We've obviously got a lot of difficult games coming up. Um, Tony seems less desirable since he came back. Yeah, honestly, I do have my doubts sometimes. Like I do like Tony, but I know that his attitude, he's came back, after being out for a while. So I think we should look at other options, not just him for a striker. So I do hope we are keeping that in mind and not just wanting to get him and having our options open, because you've got to have a plan A, a plan B. You can't just have one. You can't just have you've got to have a few different players. Like when we went to get Mudryk and that didn't happen, we bought Trossard and Trossard has been better than Mudryk in my opinion. So I do feel strongly as though you've got to have a few different options if Tony doesn't happen. And it isn't the end of the world if we don't get Tony. Like I've said, I like Tony. I'd love him at Arsenal, but things happen. But I think he needs a bit more time to adapt. But I would like him at Arsenal. But like I said, it's good to have a few different options. I really agree with this comment. If we lose to Man City, we are out for the title race. I absolutely agree. Obviously, in my opinion, I think you should never give up unless it's impossible. But I know for me, if we lose that, then I don't see how we would catch up, because I know Liverpool, obviously, it does depend on a lot of different results, but Liverpool are absolutely on fire at the moment. And yeah, I do think the league will be lost or won there. But I know if we're catching up with Liverpool as well, it's going to be really hard, because I have seen, especially with the women's team, when we were 1 point behind Chelsea, when you're behind, it's always hard to go above them. I know Man City were able to do that last season, but I do think it's quite difficult. So yeah, it's not going to be easy for sure, but I agree with Thomas, and I think this is going to have to be a game we've got to get a result at for sure. I love this comment. Benny Blanco with 2 assists. Now he was absolutely incredible today. Honestly, that assist on Declan Rice's goal, that assist on Havertz's goal, like he really was incredible to watch. I think, I think for me, those assists were really impressive, and it was good to see him get that credit he's deserving, because I do think he goes under the radar a lot. And yeah, I think he is absolutely amazing. I think for me, I'm really happy with how it's going with him. I think today he just proved a lot of people wrong that have doubted him. And yeah, I just love those assists. I could honestly watch them all day. I absolutely love it. Um, haven't won at the Etihad since 2015. We need to counter-attack them. Man City haven't been that great. I do think we can beat Man City. I think they are beatable. Um, Obviously, we know they do have some incredible players, but I just think overall as a team, we probably have a great squad to beat them. So I think we've got to go on the front foot. We've got to score early, and I think we've really got to score more than one. We've got to defend perfectly, really. Defensively, I'd probably keep Kivior in personally. I know Zinchenko did play today. He got subbed on, got a few more minutes. But yeah, I wouldn't really change too much in this team. I know Partey's come back, but I think Jorginho and Rice have this great combination in that midfield with Odegaard. Yeah, Aston Villa still have to play us. Liverpool, Man City, same with Tottenham, both chasing for top four. Yeah, it's honestly getting like to the really exciting time now, isn't it? Because it's going to be stressful, because we are one game from it to go. No, like literally, if we lose one game, then it is over for us. Like it is over. Like if Liverpool drop points and we win, we'll capitalize on that. So it's kind of like we can be a few games from a disaster happening, or a few injuries away from that happening. Like if we lose to Porto and we're knocked out, then that is one thing. But then we could lose a game in the Premier League and we're literally off the league. So our season can collapse a bit. So I just think it's a really difficult time of the season, and we've got to really take it easy. I'm trying not to get carried away. I think at the moment, it's also about the journey we're on, enjoying the football that we're playing. So I think at the moment we've just got to take it game by game. Lovely to see Victor in here as always. Hey Sophie, what a win. It was all about the 3 points today. Yeah, absolutely. I said I don't care how we win, just get those 3 points because we won't always play beautiful football like we have been, scoring lots of goals. Things will be more difficult. So yeah, those 3 points are absolutely massive for us. Tottenham have got City, us, and Liverpool in a row. Well, Tottenham definitely need to help us out there. Tottenham have always had this thing where you can get results at Man City, so let's just hope that's one of those cases. For us, I hope so that can happen. Yeah, I agree with this comment as well. I don't get carried away. I humble myself. Yeah, I mean, last season it took me a really long time to get excited because for me, I just didn't want to, it's the hope that kills you because I'll get excited, I'll believe we can do something, and then we kind of fall short at the end. And it's quite draining, really, as a fan because you have so much hope and passion. And, the season when we were going to get top four, I'm not going to lie, that really crushed me because I just had so much belief that we were going to do it. Um, it just really felt hard to take. Last season was a bit better, you could take the positives from it, but it is hard, really, isn't it, really, when you get so close to doing stuff and you're not able to get across the line. But let's see how this season goes. Lovely to see Geordie in here. Big up, Sophie. Big Wednesday for you, Gunners. Yes, thank you so much for popping in. And yeah, that was a really massive victory for us, definitely. Our record at Old Trafford is poor. Yeah, I'm not like massively confident at that game. But I also feel like our squad is so much better than theirs. No offense to them, and I feel like we're much further ahead in our, with Arteta, with the transition and the progress we've made. So we really should win there. Haven't won there since 2020. God, we need to break that record then this season, honestly. Geordie says, I guess you want the City versus Liverpool to end in a draw. Yeah, I don't think if either of the teams win, I don't see how this would help us. Because if Liverpool win, then they're going to overtake us, and if Man City win, then they'll overtake us. Like, I just don't think this is going to help us at all. Like, we just need a draw. But if a draw doesn't happen, I will see it as one of the team has dropped points and we've able to win this weekend. So we've done our job, and we just need to wait tomorrow to see what happens. But it's going to be a tough game for sure. Daniel Shaw, lovely to see you in here, and thank you for checking this out. 2 words from Havertz to Rams at half time. You're welcome. Jamie has said, who would you start the Porto game with the same starting outfielders? That's a really good question. It depends. Regarding Martinelli as well, I don't actually know how bad his injury is. I would probably keep a lot of it the same. I don't think I'd need to change. I don't think there's much need to change too much, really. I don't want to. Um, yeah, I mean, say Martinelli's fit, I would play him. I would obviously see Havertz play, Saka. It's hard. Trossard didn't have the most of his best game today, but I know that sometimes he can play and he can be amazing. He can be our star of the show. So, yeah, that's a good question because we've also got to know that we've got the Premier League to look forward to. So we've really got to learn how to keep this balance. And I do worry because with players like Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice, if one of them gets injured, then I just think we're really going to struggle this season. So yeah, that's what I'd go for. But I think if it's not working, we can always bring on a few different players. But we've got to win this one. For me, it's got to be a must win. Tony, Osherman, Isaac, Vlahovic. I think Vlahovic I'd like. I think you've got to have your options open. Like I said, you can't just have one. Like we've done with Trossard, he was our kind of second option. So I think for me, it's good to have a few different ones. Scarfy, Spurs Talk, big up. Lovely to see you in the chat and keep up your good work on your channel. We'll definitely have to do a collaboration at some point in the season where we play each other. So yeah, thank you for tuning in as always. Thompson said, Tottenham always beat Man City at home every year. Yeah, they do. And this is the only time that I'll never want Spurs to win or do well, but as long as if it helps us, then I'm not going to complain, really. I can't complain about that. if losing to us stops the Scousers winning the league, then they might let us win. Martinelli was seen staying crutches, hopefully just as a precaution. Gosh, that does not sound great, does it at all? Yeah, I think for me, like he is just an incredible player, Martinelli. Like his pace, he's honestly so fast. Like it's a joke. Like he bullies players all the time. So yeah, I do think for me it's going to be massive for us to have him back. But in the meantime, we do have Trossard who can help. We've got some players that can impact as well. So let's just hope it's not too serious. And would love to collab. Yes, we'll definitely do that when we play each other. And be good to have you on here as well. Thomason said, need to get to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals of the Champions League. Man City, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid are favourites. We don't have a pedigree. I think, yeah, I mean, obviously I don't expect us to win, but obviously I'd love us to win this. But I think the teams, like if we obviously progress into the next stage, that is what we need to do. But I think it is going to be tough. I look at teams like Man City, Real Madrid, and Bayern as a team that will be tough to play against. But in the Champions League, in the league, we've really got to take it each game as it comes. Obviously, I believe we should celebrate wins, enjoy wins, and celebrate it with each other. But I just think we've got to really take it slow, not get carried away, not get too excited at the moment because we're not over the line just yet. And obviously, Liverpool are a few points ahead of us, depending on the results, obviously. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be it's getting to a stressful point of the season where we've really got to win games. I think the only result I would accept for um the Man City one is a draw. I think a draw would be acceptable, obviously. But a win would really improve our chances of winning the league as well. But yeah, so fingers crossed we can do that. And to those that are still watching this, if you can, please do hit the like button. If you're new, do hit the subscribe button too, because it's lovely to see a lot of you in the chat still. And I've really enjoyed the stream. It has flown by. I'll probably stay on for maybe 15 to 20 more minutes and answer your questions while I'm chatting about the game. Exactly. We celebrate tonight and get ready for Porto one game at a time. Yeah, you've got to do that because it's not a set in stone. I think any of me, of us, Man City, Liverpool, it could be anyone's. Like I can't say right now if I'm confident. Like obviously, I believe we've got a good chance of doing it, but I just feel like any team can do it right now. I do feel as though obviously today we didn't play the best football, but I do feel as though this season I think we've played the most enjoyable football out of Liverpool and Man City personally. And I just feel like we deserve to be champions, but obviously the league's a very long way. We've got to wait until the end to do it. So let's just enjoy this win, like Victor said, and take each game at a time. Thompson said, don't see us winning the Champions League. Barcelona are favourites to win it as well. 2025, we have to win the Champions League. Yeah, I think it's realistic this season to expect quarterfinals, semi-finals. I think is a bit too soon. But like Jesus said, we've got a really good side. We've got to, believe we can do it. I think you've always got to have the right attitude. But yeah, I think I just want a good performance. I hope we can get through. I think if we don't get through, I will feel quite hurt and disappointed because I expect a lot more. And we have been playing really good in the Champions League. So far, I think we've been playing really good football. The Porto game, they did the research on us. They were doing really well to make it difficult for us, and they did deserve to win that first leg. But the second leg is at the Emirates, and we've really got to give it to them. We've got to put in a really good performance. For me, actually, we just need to score as many goals as we can. But it's gonna be hard, because it's a massive game for us. And honestly, I'm so nervous. I think it's on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it might be Tuesday night. So it'll be hard to process if we don't win. But I think we've got enough to win it. I think our team we have is so good, and And honestly, if we don't, I'll be quite sad. But yeah, I think at the moment in the league we can be really happy with how things are going. I'm really happy with today. I know with Ramsdale, I did want to kind of talk on that because I didn't manage to watch tons of the first half, but I did obviously see Ramsdale. He made an error, and people can put it down to him being a bad goalkeeper or him not being as good as Raya. And I do get that. I think Raya has probably shown he can be a little bit better than Ramsdale. But I also would say it's to do with his confidence because, like, say you're at a job and you're not there. You kind of you're helping there, and you're not really involved, and you have to come in and do a job that you've not done for ages. You're not going to be great, are you? You're going to have to, get time. You need time to get into things, and I think that's the same with Ramsdale because I'm trying to think. I think the last time he played was either in the Champions League or against Brentford when we played them before. But obviously, he's not played for ages. I know he's trained with the team. I know that the players have worked with him last season. But if you've not played for such a long time, I wouldn't expect a massively comfortable and confident performance. So I'm not too harsh on him because I understand that he hasn't played for ages. But if you do think about it, it could have affected today. We got lucky and then we worked really hard and we earned that. But um, I do think, Havertz getting that goal was the most important thing. And I do think Ramsdale redeemed himself. And I think, as fans, we can't be too harsh on him because you just can't deny how much he loves Arsenal, how much Arsenal means to him. So I just feel as though, he did make it, he made it okay in the end because he made some incredible saves. And yeah, it could be his last game for Arsenal. I think it'd be sad if it was. So I do hope it isn't, but you just don't know really. But I think I'll be, if you look back on his time at Arsenal, I'm grateful for everything he's done for us. But things do come for an end, and it is quite sad. And I think as fans, we'll always wish him well. But it wouldn't surprise me if we sold him in the summer because we do need a bit of money for him, realistically, don't we? So. But yeah, things do happen, mistakes happen in football, but the most important thing was him, improving and getting better in the game. 2-0 to Arsenal against Porto, that's my prediction. It's on Tuesday. Yeah, I think I'd be happy with that. I just think as long as we win, that's what matters. I don't think we'll thrash them, but I think it being the Emirates, I'm quite optimistic that we can win. They'll time waste more than Brentford, yeah, probably. And Ramsdale made two crucial saves in the second half that kept us alive, so let's not dwell on his mistake. Yeah, I completely agree. Last Ramsdale game was Liverpool and the FA Cup. Yes, it was. Yeah, so he's not really played for a little while, has he? Since Dubai, we've obviously been on a really good run, so I'm glad we were able to keep this good run up. But I'm just happy we've got those 3 points. Good to see Havertz, like I've said, really good and important. You know, game for him. I think it's amazing to see how much he's growing. I can't remember how many goals he's on. He might be on like 10, but I think he's doing really well. I'm really happy with him and the progress. I think we can be all happy with that. And yeah, we've paid money for him. So honestly, let's enjoy this. Evening Safety, lovely to see you in chat. If you're an Arsenal fan, I hope you enjoyed the win as much as I did. I'm not gonna lie, I feel quite exhausted from that game because I honestly felt like it was that day where we just couldn't score. Like as much as we were trying, as much as we were working hard, it just felt like one of those days where we weren't able to do it. So when Havertz scored, I was just relieved. I was just over the moon that we did it. Because I think sometimes like you won't always play beautiful football. It won't always be perfect. But that is fine. I think we've got to get over the line. And I think we have a bit more energy this season towards the end of the season. We've got more of a squad depth than we did last season. So I'm feeling quite optimistic about it at the moment. But yeah, it's really tough. Yes, I'm a massive Arsenal fan since 1970. I'm old. Oh, bless you. That is amazing. I've been an Arsenal fan since 2015, so not as long as you, but I love that. I love listening to people's stories about the Highbury days, just about their experiences. So, I'd love to know who your favourite player is as well. I love learning about people and their history as well. So, I absolutely love that. Hey, good gathering. Hope you're okay. Lovely to see you in the chat as always. I hope you are okay. Hope you enjoyed that win. And yeah, I think the streams they didn't you our live watch along was it? So I hope that went okay for you guys. But yeah, I think that win was honestly tired me out because I was hoping for a last minute winner, but I just didn't know if it was going to happen today. And but I just feel relieved that we've obviously done it. I'm just happy, I think if we drew, I would have come in here not being the happiest of person. I'd probably be a bit deflated, but I think the fact we've done it just makes me happy. Liam, Chippy, Brady, my favourite of all time players. Oh, I love that. I always find it hard to kind of pinpoint my favourite player of all time because I have too many favourites. I do love Rocky, Righty. I think Rocky and Righty, I've got to put them together as a pair because they both have a special place in my heart. So I can't really. It's hard to just name one Arsenal player, but at the moment I do really love Saka. He probably is my favourite player at the moment. So yeah, I'd have to go him. But it's obviously really difficult to kind of say a player because I love this team so much. I think the progress we've made this season, I do feel as though we have Hey guys, I'm so sorry about that. My internet just went. So I'm back. I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened. I think the internet must have been disconnected. But yes, guys, can't remember what I was talking about. But yeah, I'm back. No, it wasn't your connection. I think my dad must have unplugged it by accident. I'm sorry. I literally forgot what I was talking about, so you guys might have to remind me as well. But yes, I think I was talking being an Arsenal fan since 1998, my favourite player was Wrighty. Yeah, I love Wrighty, he's great, isn't he? Um, yeah, love that. I love Wrighty. I think him, Rocky are my favourite. It is hard to pick, one that you absolutely love because we've had such an amazing history of players. So yeah, I think it's really difficult. There's so many amazing players in the George Graham era. Like it is hard because I love both eras of Wenger, George Graham. So yeah, being an Arsenal fan since 2000, favourite player was other than Henri was Perez. Al Perez was amazing. I loved that. Um, yeah, I wish I could have experienced Highbury to be honest, because as much as we've won FA Cups and we've had great moments, I never really saw us win any leagues, and that does hurt. I want us to win league titles. I want that to happen. Um, it is hard. I mean, I hope we can get more silverware coming back to our club. Hopefully, very soon that will happen. Um, I'm so glad we could enjoy this night. We were so close to depression, literally. I think if we would have drawn that, I would have been so deflated because as much as Man City and Liverpool might have a better chance than us, I still feel I still have hope in me. I'm still, optimistic that we've got a good chance of winning it. So I think it keeps our hopes and dreams alive, doesn't it, really? Um, so yeah, I think the relief is the main feeling we have. So yeah, I think we've got to take each game as it comes. Like we can't enjoy it too much, really, can we, without getting carried away? So I think we've got to enjoy them for what it is. But I didn't think we were going to win this game, if I'm being completely honest. I thought that we could possibly, draw this. I think when I saw it as 1-1, I did feel a bit deflated by that, but I think as long as we can get that winner at the end in these games, because we will have games like this, we're not going to always win by a lot of goals. I think for me, we've got to manage to fight out these wins. But it's a good sign, to see some of our injury players come back. We saw Jesus get some time. We saw a lot of other players, start that as well. Um, so yeah, I do feel quite happy to see that progress that we're making. So yeah, I'm feeling really happy about this, guys. I'm also happy to answer any questions you guys might have for me as well. And I'm really happy to chat with you guys for a little bit longer. I'm just like sorry it went off. I just hope my internet won't happen like that again. Was told I wasn't able to go to the Leicester City game when we lifted the gold trophy and I cried so much. Oh no, that would have been devastating, really. Yeah, that's devastating. I do really hope we can obviously win it, but I don't want to get too carried away. So I'm going to enjoy these games, each game at a time. So I hope we can obviously win this. I'm also sorry if you can hear any background noise as well. I have family downstairs, so I hope it's not too noisy for you guys. But I'll start wrapping the stream up in about 5 minutes. So I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have for me. I know there's a lot of you watching this as well, on Twitter as well. A lot of you guys might be watching this on my channel. So if you're new here, it would mean a lot to subscribe to my channel. Obviously, I would love to get to 3K this year. And yeah, the like button would also be great to do that. And yeah, I appreciate all the support you've all shown me on my channel recently. It does mean a lot. And yeah, we got those 3 points. We're top of the league. Let's enjoy this weekend. We've got to only control the games we have, and just hope teams can drop points. So yeah, that's what we've got to do at this moment in time. It's going to be difficult, definitely. But I've been on here for like 45 minutes, so I will end the stream very soon. If you guys have any more questions, please do send this in. Joshin said, so glad that you are getting new guests in the channel, supporting you all the way from India. I absolutely love that. I think it's so lovely to see people watching my channel from around the world. It can be like in different countries. I think that's really lovely and special, and thank you so much for your support. I do like to have different guests on. Got a few good ones coming up. I think Big Steve from the Man City fan that was on the Big Six is going to come on my channel soon, which is lovely because I love his stuff, and it'd be nice to talk to a nice, humble, genuine Man City fan. So that'll be definitely good, exciting, entertaining preview, definitely. But I do also love to hear your recommendations if you'd like me to chat with as well. But yeah, wow, please go to bed. You need your rest. I just couldn't stay up for that long. I'd be so tired. But thank you for tuning in, Josh, and I hope you have a wonderful rest. And it does mean a lot for you to tune into my shows. So yeah, please have a good sleep and have a good rest, knowing that Arsenal have done the job. But I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of you for watching this video today. It does mean a lot. And yes, I'll be back very soon. I'll probably be back next week actually. But I just wanted to thank you all for coming on here on my Twitter, on my YouTube to check out this. It does mean a lot. So just wanted to thank you all for doing that for me. And if you're still watching, do hit the like button for me, do subscribe on your way out. That would mean a lot. And feel free to share this stream with people online. It'd be great to see that. But I will let you all go. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye.